All right, well, let's give this one a try. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Was It Good? My name is Bob, and last night I got to check out the brand new movie, Someone Like You. This is a movie that was based on the New York Times bestseller of the same name that was written by Karen Kingsbury. It was distributed by Fathom Events, so it only gets a limited theatrical run, but I wanted to go ahead and check it out because I saw the trailer. It looked kind of interesting to me, and I heard a couple of people say it was good, so I thought I'd go ahead and check it out. Now, before I get into my review, this is going to attempt to be spoiler free. I'm going to try not to give anything away except what's in the trailers. But if you've seen the movie, I'd like to know what you thought about it. Why don't you go ahead and leave a comment in the comment section below? And it's okay if we disagree on the movie. That's fine. All I ask is that when you leave a comment, let's not be disagreeable. Don't forget to hit that like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and let's get to the review. I thought the plot was interesting at its core, and the story is directly adapted by the author and her son, who also directed the film. After the tragic loss of his best friend London, Dawson Gage launches an impossible search for her secret twin sister, twins separated as embryos. With one set of parents grieving the loss of a daughter and the other set grieving the truth they never told, only Dawson can show Andy, London's sister, everything she missed about her sibling while facing the reality that he is falling in love with her. I did find the premise of the film to be very interesting, and I was invested in the characters and in the story as events unfolded. And for the fact that it was the author's first attempt at adapting one of her own stories into a movie, I thought she and the creative team did a pretty good job. Now, there were a couple of issues that I had with the film, and the first had to do with tone. At times, I felt like I was watching a Hallmark movie, and at other times, it felt like I was watching a Christian movie. And those two genres have completely different tones. And I don't think that they meshed very well in this case. Yes, I've seen some Hallmark films that have that faith based element and they're done well, but often the tones are very different for those two genres. And I felt like the film was trying to figure out the tone that it wanted to deliver. The other had to do with believability, which I actually felt led to some plot holes, and some of that probably has to do with my real world job. As events unfolded, I was like, I don't think that there's any way it could happen like that. But as a whole, I did find the plot to be pretty good. And again, for the author's first attempt at adapting one of her own stories, I thought it was a good job. I thought the acting was good for the most part, though there were a couple of side characters and some dialogue that did come off a little cheesy at times. Now, as far as your leads go, I thought Sarah Fisher did a pretty good job as London and Andy. She had to play the roles of twin sisters who did not grow up together and had completely different lives. And so, because of that, they had very different views on things and different personalities. And I thought she did a good job. Jake Allen, I thought he did a good job as Dawson. We saw the joy that he felt when he was with London. You saw the pain that he felt in losing his best friend. And as he was conflicted with falling in love with Andy, I thought he did a good job. Also, I thought Lynn Collins as London's mother and Andy's biological mother, I thought she did a pretty good job because she had to play in a way two different roles as well, because she had to play the role of mom, but she also had to play the role of a stranger, even though she was the biological mother to this other character. And so I thought she did a pretty good job. Overall, like I said, I thought the acting for the most part was fine. There were a couple of cheesy performances, but overall it was good. The film was directed by Tyler Russell, and this is Karen Kingsbury's son. And you could tell that there was definitely some passion behind the directing of this film. I think it was actually very well directed. I thought the story was very well told. And overall, I thought this was a well made film. Great job on directing. I thought the look of the film was pretty good. I read that the director and her husband and this production company that she started to make the film actually selected a lot of local talent there in Nashville in order to make the film. And I thought they all did a pretty good job because the sets look good. The locations, which were very specific when they picked them out because they wanted a specific look, I thought those were very good. And again, go back to the fact that this was the author's first attempt at adapting her own story. I thought that the look was pretty good. This is a well shot film and it looks good. I did find the movie entertaining for the most part. And like I said, I thought that the premise was interesting. Yeah, there's a few problems here and there, but overall, I found myself entertained by this movie. I didn't think that it was boring. Now, was it good? I think for what it is, it's a good film. I don't know if it's a good adaptation, but because the author is involved in the creative process, I'm sure that it was probably pretty faithful to the book. And I'm assuming that fans of the author and the book are probably going to enjoy this. Now, if you're still watching this long, I'd like to thank you for still being here. Don't forget to hit that like button, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. And if you're interested, I do have another channel with a couple of my friends where we're putting on a show called Dad's Turn to Talk. I will put the link in the description below. It's an opportunity for three dads to get together to just turn around and talk about the things we want to talk about and have some fun at each other's expense. So go ahead and check that out. Thanks again for joining me. You have yourself a great day, and we'll see you next review.